Welcome to the African Youth Empowerment Series, where we speak on the role of African youth in the development of Africa. Today we're here with award-winning social entrepreneur, founder of Tech Women Zimbabwe, and intellectual property expert, Rumbidzai Mlambo. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. So we wanted to talk about Tech Women Zimbabwe and how that came to be.
Okay, so Tech Women Zimbabwe was born out of some experiences. I went to the Silicon Valley for an internship, and while I was there, I realized that the way innovation happens and how someone grows from being small to being a multi-billionaire seemed to be very simple. And I was like, okay, you know what, we need to start that. Why don't we start that, and why don't we try it out and see whether we cannot innovate in the same way? So basically then we said, okay, we'll do it as a social enterprise instead of a for-profit model, because the model is totally different here in Africa. That's how we started Tech Women Zimbabwe.
So you as a social entrepreneur, your journey, how has that been for you? And how did you achieve so much success in terms of business and awards?
Okay, so for us, for me, I think one of the things that I think is, social entrepreneurship has had its ups and its downs, but I would actually say I've had more success than failure. And I think one of the main reasons for this is that I'm not afraid of failure. I'm a risk taker and I'm a go-getter. And I work hard, which is what we need to do. So basically, you have to work hard and you have to network. I think one of the experiences that I had in the Silicon Valley, or the lessons that I learned, was that you're the sum worth of your networks. Once you have networks, anything technically can happen, and that's exactly what happened. With Tech Women, we didn't have money, we didn't have a budget, we didn't have an office, we didn't have resources, we were at zero, and I didn't have a job, so it was full-time. So it was about networks. Okay, I know someone who works in government, we need government permission, we need government approval and government support. And once you have government support, private sector and other players are also willing to come in and join you, because they're also trying to please government, I think. And then from there you go for events, you find, okay, I think at the time we had a hub that was starting up, and we're like, okay, we have this program, we have this is what I want to do. They were like, come in. We didn't have to pay anything. So basically for us it was just marketing them, and it really did help. It was a win-win situation for both of us. And as we're going and we're networking and building those networks, we implemented a project that I think initially we had a budget of around $40,000 with $0. And it was that successful, but it was just because of our networks and working hard, not giving up, and just taking those risks. Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to hear about some of the awards you guys won.
Okay, so the first one was as an individual was the Tech Women Award. This is like United States Department of State program, where they look for emerging leaders in science, female leaders in science, and then they take you on an internship program in the Silicon Valley. You get to work with the multi-billion-dollar companies. You get to explore, the innovation system there, and then they also support you when you get back home. And so that was my first award. And then from there, when we started our Tech Women Zimbabwe, we got the ICT Achievers Award here in Zimbabwe for being a technology promoter, because we're doing mobile app development. That was our first project. And then we also got an international award from the Mayra Cole Foundation for being the best STEM promoter and educator in 2014.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're all in the first 2 years.
Exactly, and that's where we did most of the groundwork. It was, I think, when you're passionate about something and you really want to see a result, nothing can stop you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But let's move away from intellectual property. From social entrepreneurship and talk about intellectual property. You also are an intellectual property expert. How did you become an expert, and I guess what makes you an expert in the field? What have you done in the field qualifies for that?
All right. So basically, with intellectual property, it's I think my passion always. I think out of college was always for looking at innovation and development. So as I was doing my research, I found that intellectual property was key in terms of success because we're looking at, I think I found out obviously that the Silicon Valley was the hub of innovation, development, contribution to the US economy. So, and the key factor there, well, the catalyst was the intellectual property. You cannot gain much from innovation without intellectual property to help you reap the benefits. So for me, intellectual property started off very early in my career. And then I started on that journey. I worked in the Ministry of Science and Technology. I worked for the Research Council of Zimbabwe. And then after that, I then went to train as an IP expert through the World Intellectual Property Organization and the African Regional Intellectual Property Organization. And then also did a 2-year internship with the African Regional Intellectual Property Organization, training in patents, which is like the most technically, complex area of IP. And from then on, I've just been practicing and working in that field, which is what I also do. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I guess we wanted to find out more. I guess for young entrepreneurs also. What is intellectual property like?
Okay, so intellectual property is a term that's used to refer to creations of the mind, protection of the creations of the mind. So the premise is that whatever you create for creativity, society you have to be rewarded for that creativity. And if you're rewarded, you're going to create some more. And when you create some more, then innovation and development takes place. So that's the whole basis of the intellectual property system. So we are rewarding innovators for their creativity so that we produce more innovations. And so there are different categories of intellectual property. We've got patents which protect the technical innovations. So if you've got something technical, it's an innovation in the technical field. We use patents and utility models. And then if it's the name of your business or your social enterprise or whatever it is that you do, you need to have a brand. And in fact, the value of a brand is usually more than the assets or anything else that is there. Like if you look at how some of these brands are valued, like Google, Coca-Cola, it's more, if you look at them, it's more, the value is more in the name than in the actual business. And that's exactly how it works. So you have to have a brand, and that's protected through trademarks. And that helps you grow and gets investors in. And then we also have designs, industrial design, any aesthetic feature of your business or products or processes. And this could even be your web interface or the design of your website. It can be the clothes, the shoes, anything that has got a design aspect to it. And then there's copyrights, which is like the literal and artistic works that are also protected using intellectual property. So there's it's a wide range of protection, and includes also trade secrets. If you want to keep something secret, there's a way that you do it, and then it can be enforced in the courts. So basically what happens is when you protect, you're given a time frame through which you alone get exclusive rights to utilize that IP title that you have. So for example, if it's a patent, you get 20 years. And in those 20 years, you alone and only you alone can exploit that innovation. Anyone else wants to exploit, they actually come to you, get your permission, you get a license, whether it's exclusive or non-exclusive, or you can actually sell it off. So that's how you then reap the benefits from your creativity. Because if you can sell it off, especially for young entrepreneurs, if you're a person who's very creative, you can create, protect, sell it off, create again. That money keeps you going. And I know even in Africa there have been people who've had their innovations bought off even in the millions of dollars. But the issue is they can't invest in something that's not protected. Because once it's not protected, anyone can use it without your permission. So that's just the premise of the intellectual property system.
Yes, this is an aspect that a lot of entrepreneurs ignore. And I guess, what would you say that, especially young entrepreneurs, what they need to do in terms of intellectual property?
Okay, so it's very key for you to make sure you understand and know your intellectual property in terms of your business or enterprise or whatever it is that you're doing. What intellectual property rights are there, and how can you leverage them? How can you sell them off, or how can you monetize them? There are a lot of free resources online. You can teach yourself, or you can go to experts if you have the resources. But I think for young entrepreneurs, there are lots of free resources. If you go to the WIPO online academy, they've got free online courses on intellectual property. Do those courses so that you know your value, you know your worth. Even when you're going to sign agreements, partnership agreement, you know what you're worth, and they also take you seriously. I think one experience that I've also had is with venture capital investors. They do not talk to you if you don't have any IP, because there's no point in investing in something that anyone else can exploit. So basically, if you're going to the table looking for finance and you're serious about whatever it is that you're doing, the IP has to be there in some way.
That is true. Back on the issue of social entrepreneurship, you achieved so much in this country. What do you feel you need to do to build businesses?
Okay, I think for me the most important aspect is being relevant. You need to make sure that whatever business you're building is in demand. Whether you need to have all those dynamics analyzed, or you need to assess them before you start. What is the current status? What are the challenges? What are the problems that the country is facing, or industry, or whatever sector you're working in? And then if you're going to come up with a business or a solution that addresses those, then obviously people are going to look at you and they're going to be interested in what you're doing. But if you're irrelevant, then no one is going to be, if you're not solving any problem for anyone, who's going to be interested? So you have to make sure that you're addressing niche areas that everybody's concerned about.
That's amazing. But what needs to change in the business sector in Zimbabwe to help start businesses easier, to help businesses grow?
I think, so for me, I think one of the challenges that we had earlier on is what kind of formal setup do you adopt when you're starting out? Because you probably don't have the money or resources to run like a company, register like a company, or a non-profit or a trust. Because you're kind of like, I think with the social entrepreneurship or the young entrepreneurs or small SMEs, the business model is a bit different. So I don't think we have that kind of formalization that suits the current SME or young innovator. So I think that's a challenge, and that needs to change. There needs to be some form of formalization that allows you to go and open your business account and deal like a business, but at a small scale. Because some of the requirements that are there are too stringent, and you constituting a board is going to be expensive. We did the board thing, and people, if they're not getting paid, they won't take it seriously. They won't come for meetings, and then now the banks want you to have minutes that have board approval. They want all these things, and as a small SME at that stage, you don't have all these things. And even if you try to get people to come on board, they won't probably put in the effort. So it becomes a challenge when you're starting out. So I think that needs to change. There needs to be a way for us to be able to deal without really having all these stringent requirements.
Okay. Welcome back to the African Youth Empowerment Series. We're here with Rumbidzai Mlambo. We're going to continue on our conversation. We're talking about what channels and organizations were important for you in terms of building support for your business.
Yeah. Okay, so I was saying, like I had said earlier, you're the sum of your networks. You need to collaborate, and you need to work with others. And when you're starting out, it's better for you to work on, voluntary or kind of basis where you're saying you go to government and say, okay, this is what I do. This is my special skill. I can offer it to you or your stakeholders or whatever projects or whatever concerns that they have that need that skill, and then you can use it for them, because this is government, it's national service, right? And even with the private sector, we will promote your brand. We've got a project. All we need is your logo, we need your endorsement. So most of the things that we did initially, we didn't get a single cent. Never go out there when you don't even have an office, you don't even have anything, and say, I want money. You want money for what? Most people, the minute they start talking about money, they don't want to talk to you. So basically, you have to offer something else that's not money. And with that collaboration and endorsement that you have, when you now start looking for money in the maybe if you're in the non-profit, if you're going to look for donations, or you're going to look for grants, or you're doing proposals, or you're going to go to the bank, you have this endorsement from all these partners that you've been working with without being paid. That you've been offering your skill and your demonstration that you can do what you're doing. And again, this also goes back to the question of, are you doing something that you're passionate about? Because when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it's very easy for you to do it without getting paid for it. You're able to do it because it's what you love doing. So and it speaks for itself. So if I'm not going to get paid, but I can practice my skill or my passion, for me, it's a win-win, because now I can write. Now I've got 2 years of experience. Now I've got this. I managed to do this. I managed to do that. When you're writing all those, proposals, that comes in, and it's very key. So that's what we did. I think we didn't do it consciously. It was subconscious because we're just passionate. We just went and said, okay, we'll do this. Let's do this. Every day we had to take action because we're full-time on this business. So that's how we did it. And so I say government is important. You need your private sector. Look at the non-profit sector in your business, which is actually one of the key catalyzers. So I think they are even easier to approach and work with than government because of the bureaucracy at times if you don't know anyone there or you've never worked with them before. But with a non-profit, you go to an organization that is doing community work. Okay, I'm going to do community work. I'll record this. I'll do this. I'll train for you. I'll offer my skills for free, and you have that endorsement, and that brings in the money. Yeah,
that's amazing. How important is it for youth in Zimbabwe to be able to start their own business, run their own businesses, looking forward for the next 10, 20 years?
I think it's very important because I think we need diversity. If you look at the Silicon Valley, the diversity is one of the key success factors for that place. It's not just one or two big businesses. It's a diverse range of businesses and services servicing each other as well. So I think it's very important for SMEs to look into creating employment rather than looking for employment. And I think this is, especially for Zimbabwe right now, we know that unemployment rates are high. But if you look for your own niche area, what can I do? You'll be able to start businesses. And right now the economy is not at its best. We all know that there are challenges. It's like economy-wide, from the service sectors to the production sector, companies are shutting down. But why are they shutting down? What can you do? At times it's just about even just offering a consultancy service. I'll do the research. I'll research into how you can improve your services. It's a whole diverse. There's so many ways of doing business, and I think we need to capitalize on the current status of the economy, and then you start your business because it's easier to start now. But you have to be relevant, and you have to look for those key sectors. Look at national strategies, government strategies, industry strategies. What are they trying to achieve, and how can you come in and assist them? And that way you definitely will be able to start a viable business that will grow as the economy is growing.
That's an amazing point on creating jobs. When I attended a forum recently in South Africa on SMEs, we spoke a lot of creating jobs and creating opportunities, also in the SME section. Looking at that forum, there was a lot of companies that were very local, and some were also looking to expand on into Africa. In terms of your organization, are there any collaborations you've done continentally? Are you looking to expand? Please tell us of your international collaborations.
Okay, so basically for us, like I said, this started after I got to Silicon Valley. So obviously we started off with a lot of networks and collaboration. I think our initial funding started coming from the networks that we had and the collaborations. So we're implementing a global competition that originated from the Silicon Valley, and we're able to spread. And we've also been part of a lot of regional programs. for women in technology and STEM, which are also voluntary, but we're able to now say, I've got like 5 people I can call in Kenya, Nigeria, Rwanda right now and say, we've got a program, we've got this, can you help us? I've got this business, I've got this product, tell me how I can do it in your country. So that's really been very key, because I think at times some of our programs you find that they are actually gaining a lot of the support from different countries, but it's just a matter of being able to network with others, like you say, it's going to a forum or a conference that has got people from all these different countries. It actually helps you when you're now doing a business, whether you want to partner with them or whether you want to implement their project or you're looking for business opportunities in each other's countries. I think we've done that. We even have a regional program which we carry out in South Africa, we implement in South Africa, but we have Zimbabwe, South Africa, Zambia, Lesotho, and I think Namibia joining us this year. But it's just a phone call. It's not even complicated. We don't even have to start scratching our heads. And you just have to go, I've got this program, I've got this project, do you want to be part of it? If you're going into the right circles, going to the right conferences, you know that the people that you're meeting are interested in the same thing, right? So they also want to increase their footprint and also say, oh, we're working in Zimbabwe, we're working with, so those collaborations just come through, that easily. So it's really very important to do that, yeah.
That's amazing. So how can people get in touch with you and organizations, the companies you work with or for?
Okay, you can follow our Take Women Zimbabwe Facebook page, LinkedIn at takewomenzimbabwe.com. And yeah, personally, you can look for me as well, Rumbidzai Mlambo. I'm all over the place. I'm into a lot of programs and a lot of initiatives.
Definitely getting in touch with you. We hope your organization attends our forum.
Yeah, we will. Definitely. We're always looking to collaborate, network, and expand our footprint.
Okay, thank you for attending the African Youth Empowerment.
How can you keep talking in the phone? They're like, I had to switch off.
I switched off my sound and I think my pocket, it didn't lock, so it was just doing things in the pocket.
So we're good?
Yeah, we're good. Let me just sign off. Or just cut it off. Just put in the responsibilities. But let me sign off. Thank you, and this has been another episode of the African Youth Empowerment Series. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
This job is...
Yeah, I told you it needs